this world have more mythology built around them than others. It has been built upon over decades and has actually moved beyond the place to become its own entity. No more is that true than the very real place known as Area 51. Let me take this opportunity to thank you for watching Mysteries and ask that if you enjoy our shows, please subscribe to our channel right now, like this video, and click on the bell so you can be notified each time a new video goes up. Now, back to the show. Area 51 does in fact exist, but the mystery and myth of what it is and what goes on there, or has gone on there, has fueled conspiracy, debate, and stories for years. And we still don't know the truth, as it is still unknown. On this episode of Mysteries, we're going to see if we can shed some bright lights on the mystery of Area 51. Area 51 is in actuality an Air Force base in Nevada. The location was built in the mid-50s and has always been a highly classified location. This secrecy, though, has only caused the interest and stories around the location to grow over the years, as did the activity around the base. Area 51 was and is used for training for aircraft pilots for the military, but it was also a location used for testing new and experimental aircraft. These aircraft and their appearance fueled a lot of the talk about UFOs being in the area for over many decades. Area 51's true purpose was never really officially released or even talked about until 2013, when a request via the Freedom of Information Act was answered that officially stated Area 51 actually existed. This was a momentous event for Area 51 theorists. Over the years, the government had never really acknowledged anything about the location or the base, and anything to do with it was very top secret, which it still is. In the early 2000s, it came to light there was an incident that occurred in 1974 when Skylab inadvertently took photos of the location. This caused some issues as well as involvement by the CIA. Security was and still is high in and around the base, and no photographs are permitted. Many signs in the area state that deadly force is authorized in order to ensure the security of the base. This was enforced during an incident in 2019 when a man drove through a checkpoint and, after not following orders by officers, was shot and killed. The fact we don't know really anything about what happens at the facility or has ever gone on there because of the secrecy has fueled conjecture and theories for decades. It began with experimental aircraft testing in the 1950s. Witnesses of the planes that were being test piloted had no idea what they were seeing, as these aircraft were able to go higher and faster than anything ever seen before. The lights, the flights, all of it added up to, of course, aliens. Well, to a number of people it would. With the government not admitting to anything and the amounts of security around the base, things progressed from there into the realms of myth and mystery. Because of the highly classified work that goes on at Area 51, imaginations went rampant. The idea that the supposed crashed alien aircraft in Roswell, New Mexico was brought to the base started gaining ground. Theorists decided that the Nevada Test and Training Range was actually a government base used to experiment and study alien technology and alien life forms. According to the government, though, these UFOs are just part of the normal everyday work going on at the base. It's test pilots and not ET sitting at the controls. But that idea was contested in the late 80s by a man named Bob Lazar. Lazar went on television with the story he worked in an underground section of Area 51 trying to reverse engineer alien technology. Lazar parlayed this into a bit of a career in the UFO conspiracy world. He stated that he had witnessed alien autopsies being conducted in the facility, as well as saw a living alien being interviewed by government officials. These aliens were of the gray variety, small with large dark eyes and long slender arms and fingers. Lazar described the seats in the UFO that was at Area 51 as small, the size of a child's seat, which also goes along with the descriptions we know of grays. Lazar would appear in at least 2 well-known documentary films about Area 51. Dreamland by Bruce Burgess, which was released in 1996 in conjunction with the 50th anniversary of the Roswell crash, and Bob Lazar, Area 51 and Flying Saucers in 2018. This film was focused on Lazar and his life after telling his story and, quote-unquote, blowing the whistle on Area 51. Bob Lazar, though, has become a controversial figure in the annals of Area 51 lore. Over the last few decades, Lazar has had numerous run-ins with the law, including being involved with a prostitution ring and selling banned hazardous substances. Lazar got in trouble as well thanks to an apparent love of fireworks by selling compounds to make illegal fireworks in 2007. Lazar's claims have their defenders, but it would seem a number of Area 51 believers, as well as skeptics, consider what Lazar has described as bogus and not to be believed. Area 51 has become an integral part of pop culture over the years. Series like The X-Files, for instance, when it dominated the 90s, kicked the talk of Area 51 and UFO theories out of the shadows and into the mainstream. Aliens and the possibility that the government had some hidden under the ground of the desert came into the public mind just as the internet was really hitting. All of this mixed into a perfect storm of documentaries, specials, TV, books, message boards, and movies. In 2011, the Sci-Fi Channel added to its After Dark original slate 51, which starred Bruce Boxleitner, Jason London, John Shea, and Vanessa Branch. It follows a group of reporters who are some of the first to be allowed to tour the legendary base, but run into trouble when some of the captives there get loose. Reviewers weren't kind. This was actually directed by Sean Connery's son, Jason. In 2015, paranormal activity and found footage guru Oren Peli, along with Jason Blum, released Area 51. This film had a long road behind it before it was seen, having been around for 6 years of delays before having a limited theatrical release. Distributed by Paramount, Area 51 uses the found footage trope to tell the story of a group of friends who decide, after a mysterious incident, to break into Area 51. As you can imagine, things don't go well for them, and the footage they shot is found later. The late Area 51 aficionado and theorist Glenn Campbell appears in the film as well. But it would be the internet that would really show us the truth was out there. And I mean, way out there. It started as a joke on Facebook, but the Storm Area 51 movement became something more with an alarming amount of speed in 2019. Storm Area 51, They Can't Stop All of Us, was how it started, an event that no one would ever think would really happen. And then the I'll be there numbers started rising till it hit over 1 million. Many wanted to Naruto run into the base. This was seen during some of the news coverage happening in the background as people were decked out in costumes. The event grew big enough to be a concern for the military and the federal government. Area 51 and the surrounding area was a working classified military base. Those "we'll shoot you" signs were real. Eventually, the event dwindled down to becoming a couple of music festivals safely outside of the base, but there were still some adventurous souls who tried to get as close as possible to where them aliens were. 7 people were arrested. It would come out in a 2021 Rolling Stone article that serious countermeasures were planned just in case. Area 51 is still operating and still very much a real location. The what if of what is going on there keeps fueling debate and curiosity. Is it simple government red tape and the necessity of keeping things hush-hush, or is there something else going on there? Why that specific location? Could the sightings and stories be true about what's going on underground as well as the skies above it? Is there alien tech being studied? And is that tech helping the government keep us safe from the terrors of our world? Or could it be we're learning about and trying to keep ourselves safe from terrors beyond it? The truth is out there, I suppose, just beyond those gates.